Wisteria Energy Twister.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Wisteria here. This fairy tale is called The Strange Visitor. A woman was sitting at her reel one night, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a pair of broad feet, sat down at the fireside, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a pair of small legs, and sat down on the broad feet, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. Then in came a pair of thick knees, and sat down on the small legs, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a pair of thin thighs, and sat down on the thick knees. Still she sat, still she reeled, and still wished for company. In came a pair of huge hips, and sat down on the thin thighs. And still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a wee waist, sat down on the big huge hips, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a pair of broad shoulders, sat down on the wee waist, and still the old lady sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for some company. In came a pair of small arms, that sat down on the broad shoulders, and still she sat, still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a pair of huge hands, and sat down on the small arms, and still she sat, still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a small neck, and sat down on the broad shoulders, and still she sat, and still she reeled, and still she wished for company. In came a huge head, and sat down on the small neck. "How did you get such broad feet?" quoth the woman. Much tramping. How did you get such small legs?" "Aye, ha, late, and wee mowl." "How did you get such thick knees?" Much praying. "How did you get such thin thighs?" "Aye, ha, late, wee mowl." "How did you get such huge hips?" Much sitting. "How did you get such a wee waist?" "Aye, ha, late, wee mowl." "How did you get such broad shoulders?" With carrying broom. "How did you get such small arms?" "Aye, ha, late, and wee mowl." "How did you get such huge hands?" Threshing with an iron flail. "How did you get such a small neck?" "Aye, late, wee mowl." "How did you get such a huge head?" Much knowledge. "What did you come for?" And at the top of the voice, with a wave of an arm and the stamp of her feet, "For you. The end. and that's the strange visitor. Basically, it's a goblin, or a brownie, or whatever you want to call it. It depends, I suppose. Me, I see it more as a small goblin, but she wished for company, and she got her company. And that's how it came, basically. So yeah, I know it's a bit repetitive. Kind of reminds me of Clever Hands. Clever Hands was very repetitive as well. But thank you for listening, guys. I know it was short, but I like it. I like that story. Please hit the like, share if you can, and consider subscribing. Many blessings. Hello. Wisteria. Energy. Twister.